Thank you. Okay, so I want to say thank you to James. This is really wonderful, and the thought that something could get put together so quickly at the last minute is phenomenal. It gives me more hope that there are people that care. So my name is Dashe Videira, and I am running for Governor's Council in the 2nd District, which is 37 towns. It ranges all the way from Framingham down to Milford, all the way down to Attleboro, loops around to Whitman, Halifax, goes up to Stoughton, Randolph, Canton, that whole area, then all the way up to Braintree, back around to Dover, Sherborne. So the territory is ginormous. So for the last 8 weeks, I have been doing the best that I can to kind of travel the territory, to get acclimated with local RTCs, figuring out who's in what area, what RTC chairs are also willing to help. And there's a lot of success and progress that is coming through, that this is a huge opportunity to take out a 9-year incumbent. So a little bit about Governor's Council and why I'm choosing to run. I ran for school committee in the fall here in Franklin, Massachusetts, on a platform of medical, spiritual, and educational freedom, and with the intent of really preparing for, where we were kind of headed over the next couple of years here in the state of Massachusetts. This way we can start having some hard conversations that people were just unwilling to have. So running on a platform of medical, spiritual, educational freedom and creating yard signs that actually said that definitely shook the town up a little bit, I think, for what we needed it to be. So then that way conversations can just be had, or at least questions could be asked. And then also to give people an opportunity to kind of just believe that there was someone that was willing to talk on some of these topics that unfortunately we just have gotten into a climate where even asking questions on any of those 3 topics unfortunately was considered unethical. So if anything, running on a platform like that, it caused a lot of disarray, but it also opened the doorway for a lot of people to say, hey, thank you, I was able to actually read your yard sign. It offered a lot of hope. What can I do to help? I'm just so thankful that in no way am I alone, and there's someone willing to talk on those things. So running for school committee on those platforms definitely got people aware that things needed to change. So I like to say that the machine was sent on me, and in that sense what I mean is Karen Spilka, who's the president of senators, our state senator, where I am is Senator Becca Rausch, and my state rep, who's Jeffrey Roy, all financially and personally made a contribution to some random PAC that just appeared about 4 to 5 weeks before the general election here in Franklin, and every single person on that PAC won. So of course it got a lot of people more aware that there could be some things that are definitely on the shadier side happening at our local town. So I unfortunately lost. However, I won significantly because I truly believe that we're here to build an army. So I'm a mom of 4 who homeschools 3 out of 4 of my kids. I have been homeschooling them they're all here, but I have been homeschooling them for the last 6 or so years, which has been quite rewarding. I already have a huge belief that we the people has been kind of squashed in some ways, that I have tried the best that I can to navigate my own family, to have the freedom and flexibility to raise them that I see fit. So in choosing to run for school committee, I was bringing that energy, and then after I had lost, I kind of went into hiding for a little while, which was really nice, and then somebody was like, hey, you know what, I have an idea. Do you think you might be interested in running for Governor's Council? And then when I started really realizing what Governor's Council was and how important it is, this was going to open up the doorway to have some good conversations, harder conversations, but a larger district to be able to cover more territory. So again, it's about 37 towns. They appoint the judges in the state of Massachusetts, along with the magistrates and the justice of the peace. And in regard to the magistrates, they actually have more territory and coverage when it comes to children. I'm a big believer that children really need support, and the kind of support that they need is a solid family life, some understanding of education that goes back to the basics, and also to, an understanding of some kind of entrepreneur opportunities and project-based learning, which in many ways has kind of been tampered with. So, this stance of running as a homeschool mom, definitely seeing the struggles from an educational platform and just kind of our rights as even schooling our children from home has also been quite challenging. That when I started realizing again the purpose of Governor's Council to appoint the judges and the magistrates and the justice of the peace in the state of Massachusetts, this was a huge opportunity for me to try to do something. So if anybody is interested in voting, I need 1,000 write-ins on and by the end of the primary, which is on the 6th. There's been 3 different ways of voting this year. There was the mail-in ballots, which started on the 25th of July. So we specifically targeted those mail-in ballots who had pulled Republican ballots in the towns within those 37 towns and mailed out an insane amount of flyers. I've gotten wonderful just success stories that A, people receive them, and 2, thank you so much for running. So it really just helps sustain and grow the confidence that I needed to continue on. We have early voting right now, which has been helpful in many ways, because I think if anything, like those people that are unfamiliar with voting, I do think that there's more people that are coming out willing to vote, which is awesome. Just every town has different time frames of when you can vote and or location of where to vote. So it's just requiring people to know what precinct they're in, what town they're in, and this is an opportunity, I think, to get back to basic levels of education on the importance of voting and knowing where you're supposed to vote within a town. Then we have the traditional style voting, which is going to be on the 6th. It's going to be the same time from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the 6th in every single town, the exact same time frame, and it should be in the high school of wherever your town or city is. So our goal is, I have probably about, I think, close to 15 towns covered where someone's going to be standing there with a huge yard sign that says vote for Dashe Videira for governor's council, with instructions underneath that say that I'm a write-in campaign. There are very specific rules that need to be applied when you are a write-in campaign. First, I'm running as a Republican, so anyone that's choosing to vote as an unenrolled, they have to absolutely ask for a Republican ballot. Then they have to locate councilor underneath the Republican ballot to physically write in my name, and then they also have to color in the little tiny oval and successfully put it into the machine. If I can get 1,000 write-ins, which I do think is very realistic, then I will have an opportunity to take out a 9-year incumbent on the council that is all made up of Democrats. So this will hopefully offer some balance and some more of we the people. I think there's only 2 other people that are running for governor's council, so in an ideal situation, it would be nice to have 4 and 4, but as of right now, if the other candidates are ended up able to make it, I think one other person might be a write-on. Someone else I think has enough signatures. So if we can cover at least 3 out of the 8 seats, then we will have hopefully a more balanced council. And again, they support and appoint the judges in the state of Massachusetts. So it's a huge opportunity to get some conversations on what is governor's council, what is the importance of voting, the understanding of a sticker campaign, and why it's important to come out on a primary. Regarding a sticker campaign, one of the other highlights and values that can be offered is, since a lot of people are concerned about voter integrity, one of the values of running a sticker campaign is the way the machines are categorized is that once it is a sticker campaign or write-in campaign, it kicks it into a different category, which then forces the town clerk to physically hand count every single ballot that was submitted. So the goal is that it is voters' intent. So we've also had to email every single town council to inform them that there's somebody, Dashe Videira, running for governor's council, so that way they're aware of my name and my spelling. And then it falls back on the people that are counting the ballots to make sure that they're doing a fair and just way to honor the voters' intent, that they can decipher that this is who this is for and this is where it goes, and then they physically need to count it in person. So another opportunity for citizens to go to the primary of their location in their town and offer oversight into the actual people counting the ballots. So for anyone that's concerned about voter integrity, I think this is also an opportunity to get some awareness on the importance of a sticker campaign and how it can be done differently, where at the primary you have an opportunity to witness and make sure that these people are hand counting them successfully, because that is the only way that we can get a successful tally. So if anyone has any questions, I am happy to answer any questions that you may have. And if you are so kind to give me your vote, then hopefully we can offer some balance to the council.